请讲的你。你好吗？干哪呢？麻烦你了。我想去澳门，想和我一起去吗？我们走吧。Welcome to Macau. Macau is one of the famous cities in the whole world, which is extremely visited by a lot of tourists or travelers every year. UNESCO World Heritage of Macau. We have the ruins of St. Paul and Ama Temple or Buddhist Temple. Ruins of St. Paul is most famous landmark in Macau. It was acclaimed as the Vatican of the Far East, and the structure of it was the largest church in Asia at the time. Ama Temple is the oldest and most famous Chinese temple in Macau. It was built in 1499. Tourist destination: Gia Fortress and a lighthouse built in early 16th century. And the lighthouse was built in 1864. It was the first Western-style lighthouse on the China coast. Potential tourist destination: Pink Dolphin and Wild Pink Dolphin. Museum dedicated to all things tea. Pink Dolphin. First, is they really pink? Although dolphins are usually light gray, white, or grayish-white. These aquatic mammals turns a pretty pink hue when they give exert effort underwater. Museum. You'll find Macau Tea Culture House inside a charming old building repurposed into a museum. It was located within the Lu Lim Look Garden grounds. Socio-economic and environmental issues in Macau. First one is the gambling. Second, traffic and transportation problem. Actual social problem of Macau are much more intense in the gambling area of towns and in public services or workers. And this may include those from the gangster group that control prostitution. Women prostitutes, for instance, sent from 4 villages in North China, are held in near slavery by these local elements, and the police seems to actually look the other way. Traffic and transportation problem. Traffic problems are the first concern among young professionals, according to the survey by Macau Polytechnic University in 2005. Mongolia. Mongolia boasts a wide range of birds, fish, and mammals. It was also best known for the Siberian ibex, snow leopard, gobi bear, wild Bactrian camel, and Przewalski horse.
The nomadic way of life expresses 4 seasons.
UNESCO World Heritage Sites of Mongolia. The first one is the Akhon Valley. Second is the Mongolia-Altai petroglyphic complexes. Akhon Valley represents the nomadic way of life which has been evolving for more than 2,000 years. It is a magnificent historical site with archaeological, historical, and cultural monuments. Mongolian Altai petroglyphic complexes. It was composed of an ancient rock carvings of funeral monuments that are as old as 12,000 BC. The Mongol Altai Rock Art Complex is one of the largest ancient art galleries, not only in the Mongolia but also in the world. Tourist destination: Tairol National Park is located 65 kilometers northeast of Ulaanbaatar by paved road, and its fast flowing rivers and streams make the national park more beautiful. Potential tourist destination. First one is the Orkhon River and Gungalut Nature Reserve. Orkhon River is a river in Mongolia, derives its name from the old Turkic prefix or meaning middle, and Khan for a king. It's close and out of the mountains and then turns north past Karakorum, the ancient capital of the Mongol Empire. Gungalut Nature Reserve shows a varied ecosystem and a quite restricted territory of about 20,000 hectares. It is also protected in order to conserve threatened species. Gungalut Nature Reserve shows a varied ecosystem and a quite restricted territory of about 20,000 hectares. It is also protected in order to conserve threatened species. Social, economic, and environmental issues in Mongolia. The first one is the mining. Second is air pollution. Mining. It's because Mongolia's current economy has an impact on its environment. Social, economic, and environmental issues in Mongolia. The first one is the mining. Second is air pollution. Mining. It's because Mongolia's current economy has an impact on its environment. Mining. It's because Mongolia's current economy has an impact of its environmental policies. It relies on animals and animals' products mining, and to a lesser extent resin. The country had developed manufacturing and print those leather goods, boots, and cashmere products. Air pollution. Concerned about air pollution in China did not import as much coal by 2016. Another reason was that the general economic slowdown led the last Chinese demand for copper that harmed Mongolia's mining industry, which contributed 83.7% of Mongolia's exports in 2019.
만나서 반갑습니다. 어떻게 지내세요? 참고로 저는 반입니다. 오늘 나는 한국에 가고 싶지만 당신은 나와 함께 가고 싶어요. 가자!
Did you know that North Korea is a highly secretive and authoritarian state with a centralized economy and a one-party system? There are two UNESCO heritage sites that belong in North Korea. One of them is at the royal tombs of the Joseon dynasty. These tombs means that they honor the memory of ancestors, shows respect for their achievement, asserted royal authority, protected ancestral spirits from evil, and provided protection from vandalism. We have also another heritage site, which is the Gyeongju. It is a coastal city in the province of North Gyeongsang in South Korea. Pyongyang is the capital of North Korea. This tourist destination in Pyongyang Metro, it is named after a very fast horse from ancient Korean mythology. Potential tourist destination in North Korea. One of them is a Central Botanical Garden. If you want to visit North Korea, this is the nice places you're gonna go. It is located in the outskirts of Pyongyang. Another potential tourist destination is the Tomb of King Tango. This is also part of the beautiful places you want to visit here in North Korea. It is known for a feature of a grand stone. Socioeconomic and environmental issues in North Korea. One of them is the pollution and deforestation. It comprises the diverse ecosystem. This includes alpine, forest, farmland, freshwater, and marine ecosystem. Another is the women and girls' right. This discrimination against women is pervasive, as well as discrimination against lesbian, gay, bisexuals, and transgender people. know that South Korea is famous for K-pop, delicious Korean foods, ancient temples, as well as the dynamic festival? UNESCO World Heritage Sites of North Korea. Jongmyo Shrine, Gyeongju. This is the oldest and the most authentic of the Confucian royal shrines to have been preserved in South Korea. Another one is the Gyeongbokgung Palace. This is the main and largest of the 5 palaces in Seoul. It is built in 1395 under King Taejo's orders during the Joseon dynasty. Tourist destination in South Korea. Seoul is the capital in South Korea. One of the famous tourist destination is at the dazzling capital city. If you want to visit here, you will impress with its dizzying mix of modern architecture. This is one of the most famous places here in South Korea. Potential tourist destination in South Korea. One of them is the Buseum, South Korea. This is famous for its green tea leaves with 26.71 hectares of land dedicated to its production. Damyang is also part of their popular tourist destination. It is a country in Chulalongdo, South Korea. It is a tourism major local industry. Socio-economic and environmental issues in South Korea. One of them is that the animal welfare and right. South Korea's animal welfare laws are weak by international standards and ethical. Vegetarianism and veganism is rare to appear. Another is the forest and erosion. This problem is the disappearance of the forest has been a major cause of soil erosion and flooding because of successful reforestation programs and declining use of firewood as a source of energy.
Ni hao, 我们来自飞龙骑兵，是那种思维让你发生更多高级的这个的事。你好 means hello, 谢谢 means thank you. 不客气 means you're welcome. China, as a socialist country, regards the interests of all the people as the core of its domestic policy. Peaceful development is the best choice for safeguarding national interests in the well-being of its people. China is a large country for socialism from the East. Chinese like to do things in groups. They feel comfortable doing things to their friends and get a certain sense of security and reassurance from being with people like themselves. They tend to be absorbed in a group, and their activities could care less about what people outside their group think of them. UNESCO World Heritage Sites of China, the Great Wall of China, and the Forbidden City. The Great Wall of China, it took over 2,000 years to construct the wall. It is not a wall, but a series of fortifications. Damp earth, uncut stones, and wood were used as local materials. It is Chinese people's greatest cultural icon. Next is Forbidden City. It is also a prime example of ancient Chinese architecture due to its solemn but gorgeous buildings. It consists of 114 buildings which retains typical features of traditional folk residences of the Manchu people and integrates the architectural arts of the Han, Manchu, and Mongolian ethnic cultures. These palaces then became auxiliary to the Forbidden City after the capital was moved to Beijing. Tourist destinations in China. Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army in Siam is considered as one of the greatest archaeological sites in the world. More than 6,000 life-size terracotta warriors and horses have been unearthed, all with different expressions and poses. Many remain unturned. Potential tourist destinations in China. First, the Ban Shanghai. Second is the West Lake Hangzhou Daban Shanghai. The Ban waterfront is one of the most symbolic tourist places to visit in China that has withstood the test of time and still increased its charm and beauty. The beautiful waterfront that runs across the Huangpu River has become the identity of modern Shanghai. West Lake Hangzhou, a beautiful lake surrounded by temples, pagoda, gardens, and mountains awaits travelers in Hangzhou, China. The place is so revered by locals over the years that it was called paradise on earth. What was West Lake does it highlight in the charm, mystique and untouched beauty in the vast and untouched southern inland China. Despite of beauty, there are socio-economic and environmental issues in China. The first is income inequality. The second is environmental degradation. Income inequality, the rich-poor gap in China is even greater when looking at overall wealth, which includes not just income but all assets such as stocks, bonds, and property. When these are factored in, the World Inequality Lab found the richest 10% of China's population owns nearly 70% of total household wealth. The second is environmental degradation. The natural disasters in China are the results of several different natural hazards that affect the country according to its particular geographic and geologic features affecting both humans and animals. Hong Kong is a special administrative region of the People's Republic of China. It comprises 200 islands located in Eastern Asia bordering the South China Sea and China. Much of Hong Kong's terrain is hilly to mountainous with steep slopes. Energetic, vibrant, and flexible. These are the words the most often used to describe Hong Kong. Pluralistic and tolerant. Hong Kong has a rich culture and traditions, and a modern cityscape that contrasts with a rural landscape full of varied plant and animal life. One of the tourist destinations that we dream, Hong Kong Disneyland. Hong Kong Disneyland is a theme park located on reclaimed land in Penny's Bay, Lantau Island. It is located inside the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort and is owned and managed by Hong Kong International Theme Parks. It is the largest theme park in Hong Kong, followed by Ocean Park in Hong Kong. Potential tourist destination in Hong Kong, Sham Shui Po, Chung Chau Island. Sham Shui Po, this colorful Kowloon locality is one of the poorest of all the districts in Hong Kong and provides a stark contrast to the glitz and glam of the central skyscrapers. Each street specializes in different goods, from kids' clothes and suitcases, decorations to match the season, electronics of every kind, craft and jewelry making supplies, and every fabric under the sun. Chong Chau Island, rich in pirate tales, the island is a quiet escape where fishing boats bob in the harbor and beach sports are a popular pastime. Bicycles are the main mode of transport, and you find life is lived at a much slower pace until the annual Ban Festival celebrations, when the island is home to one of the craziest and tastiest festivals in the world. Socioeconomic and environmental issues in Hong Kong. These are economic activities shrunk dramatically. Second, food waste. Economic activities shrunk dramatically in Hong Kong, affected by the pandemic. Hong Kong's economy fell into the deep recession. In response to the spread of the novel coronavirus, many countries around the world persistently implemented restrictions on cross-border activities and caused severe damage to the global economy. Second is food waste. Known as the international food paradise, Hong Kong has a reputation for affordable and a stunning variety of international cuisines. Consequently, This means that food waste is equally high in the city, and without a doubt, one of the biggest environmental issues that Hong Kong faces.